Okay, so a lot of people talk to me about my history in hip hop. Now, I was born in Manhattan, raised in the Bronx, and the first time I ever heard a DJ scratch was DJ Louie Lou. That was probably about 1976. The Unstoppable Crew, Sheridan Avenue, Boogie Down Bronx. And it was interesting because years after, the local MC, T-Law Rock, and Louie actually had a record, which was pretty incredible. So now, years after, the Rocksteady crew president was Crazy Legs, Richie Cologne. And he was working in 1989, actually 1988, 89, he was working at Jack LaLanne's over in the Upper West Side, in Riverdale, New York. Technically it's New Jersey. Technically it's the Bronx. It's like uptown Manhattan, it seems like, but it's Riverdale. And I told Legs, man, he started showing me videotapes of back in the days when they were breaking. And at this time, they had made the B-boys into break dancers. Like, what I consider the culture vultures that didn't know any better called us break dancers. And even some people right now, by accident, you guys still say that to me. And I'm like, no, we're not break dancers. We were B-boys, breakers. We used to go off. Like when your mother broke on you and she went off on you, it used to happen to me pretty daily. That was called the go off. Go off, meaning freestyle. Do whatever you want on the floor. So I came up with this crazy idea in 1990. And I told Legs, Rocksteady in the 90s. Because to me, I noticed that he was a legend in the industry, but he wasn't dancing no more. It seemed like these people who learned from us in the Bronx were picking it up and going worldwide with it. So there was a guy named Chill Rob G from New Jersey, down with the Chill Rob G with the Flavor Unit, and DJ Marky Mark, the 45 King Mark. And what happened was he wrote a song and then he gave it to a guy in Germany, and both versions of the song went multi-platinum. What song was that? I Got the Power. During that time, I used to have a nice car, Acura Legend. And I took the train that day just because I didn't want to go worry about the parking down in Manhattan, coming from the Bronx. And I saw the founder of hip-hop, Kool Herc himself, taking the 5 train. And I was upset and motivated at the same time. Well, it took a few months after, and Crazy Legs listened to me. And the return of the Rocksteady crew, 1991, happened. We went on right after the KRS-One, the real Rocksteady taking out your toy. It was part of the new music seminar. And what was crazy was that Legs was with me in most of the tournaments anyway. And then Mr. Wiggles himself came too. And it was incredible. So what I did, I went to a tournament in New Jersey, and Elmie Moore is going to remember this. It was KA's first tournament in Essex County in Newark. And I told KA, because it was New York versus New Jersey, I told KA that everything is well, Anthony, thank you, getting better, super good and getting better. I told KA, give me 5 minutes before we fight against New Jersey, and I'll make you a event historical. And some of you guys have seen that video with Crazy Legs, Mr. Wiggles, and myself, the same 3 members that I became the newest member of Rocksteady. Me and the guy named Quickstep. Man, it's incredible when I think about it. So me, Crazy Legs, and Mr. Wiggles are on stage doing the same routine we did a few weeks before that for the first Source magazines, right after KRS-One. So what happens? We win. Oh, and I had an even crazier idea. I was going to bring the last dragon, Bruce Leroy himself, out of retirement and have him fight on my team. And then our team was the first team ever to actually not just have dancers, but in a few days, you guys are going to hear it. This right here is the totally awesome song produced by this guy named Jeff Paz, DJ Jeff Paz, very famous DJ that was the backup DJ for Biggie Smalls and also Little Kim's and Junior Mafia's actual DJ. And he's also known as Exotic. So Exotic is the producer. And this is the original cassette right here. We're going to take it and digitize it. And who wrote the song? MC Fresco, the world MC champion at the time at the new music seminar. Him and DJ Miz that same year actually came to my school along with the Rocksteady crew members and groups like TKA, freestyle groups like TKA and also Trilogy. And this group called the Barrio Boys did a whole concert inside my school. Now, yesterday I was speaking to one of the members of the Barrio Boys, and he said that in their resume, he didn't even realize how many songs they had done, and the number was 90 songs, I believe, that they were able to put. Hey, how you doing, Evelyn? Oh, man, shout out over here to a whole bunch of people. Yeah, I'm giving some hip-hop history going back in the days. Mark, Maribel, etc., etc. So again, martial arts and hip-hop are arts, right? And it breaks my heart when I see a lot of incredible dancers never earn money with their dance skill. Hey, what's up, Master Jack in the house? All right. So it's the same thing with martial arts. A lot of martial artists never learned the business part of it, how to earn income. Now, Crazy Legs in recent years, as you guys have seen, has become the host of B-boy battles. Yes, B-boy or B-girls, meaning break battles, not break dance, guys. Don't ever say that near me. Break dance is like saying that everybody who does martial arts, just because it has music when you're warming up, is Taibo, which is not the same thing. No disrespect to Billy, because Billy Blanks have done phenomenal, but you know what I'm saying. This is really not breakdancing. If you're locking, that's locking. If you're doing what's called boogalooing, or what we call electric boogie, then that's different. If you're up rocking, that's different. So everyone call that breakdance combined? No. And it is part of hip hop culture. But hip hop dancing is something different in terms of what would be pop culture. But the foundation still comes from the Boogie Down Bronx when it comes to hip hop. Anyhow, back to the lab. So if you guys know me as going back from the early 1980s, I always went to karate tournaments with 2 bags. In one of the bags, I had my box. What was the box? You guys call it the Ghetto Blaster. We just called it a box. And that box was where my music was at. So I used to put the music in the corner. I used to start dancing, warming up, doing splits and kicks and flips. And that was my routine. So when you see me dance, whether it was in the music video, on stage, or on stage getting ready to fight after we dance, you would see that my routine has a martial arts influence, because that was the original flavor and style. I was not allowed to bite. You're not allowed to bite, because if you bite, then it was time for a fight. Don't copy my moves and then do them before me, so then people think that I actually got it from you. Well, we don't live in that world no more, right? We live in the world of what would be copycats. And 2018, if you're an individual, they get on your case. So martial arts and hip hop has always been combined. So let's take an example like Master Jack. Last night in his actual bus, he had a hip hop video being shot inside of his bus, his dance bus, which is kind of incredible, but it's awesome. But my point is this, guys. Expression, entertainment, martial arts, it's all the same thing. Being able to be creative, whether it's designing clothes, like you guys know, this is my original rec suit, real easy kicking suit. And that logo with the number 1 is an image of me. Your guys can come up and create new things, or get down with someone who has original style and flavor and has never been a biter. I've been a rewriter because I stand on the shoulders of giants. However, even though I don't have a GED, I've had people with PhDs work for me. And in 1992, I even spoke at NYU. So what you gonna do? Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring martial arts along with a whole bunch of other people similar to mine, including Locker Joe and people worldwide. Of course, my buddy there, and I was pointing at my buddy there with the WUMA, World United Martial Arts, Mr. Dicker himself. Again, I went to the UK a few weeks ago. I did 3 seminars and they paid me for 4. Well, in America, I would have done 4. They would have tried to pay me for 3. My point is that there's still honor and respect in certain places. Now, Oscar, how you doing, Oscar? Oscar, as an example, went to 145 with my brother, rest in peace, Baby Louie, MC Beretta. But a whole bunch of people went to that school also, talented people. I was listening to a song called Self-Destruction. You heard it for Self-Destruction. It kind of reminds me of D Nice. And they call me D Nice. That went to 145 just with you two, right? So my point is that I think martial arts is headed for self-destruction when you show a slap fist to the shoulder and people think that they're all that in a bag of chips when they don't even know what a technique really is, because people have taken what would be basketball, as an example, taking the rim away, just use the backboard, and they call that martial arts or basketball. Kind of crazy, right? Now, I'm not mad that right now the IOC has recognized kickboxing, which is what we considered, into an Olympic potential sport. However, anytime the IOC has taken something, it's destroyed the sport. For example, I just put right down there a video of Roy Jones Jr. And when Roy Jones Jr. fought in the Olympics in Korea against a Korean, they robbed him. That was 30 years ago, 1988. The same year I opened up New York's first sport karate training center. Macho, New York's first sport karate training center. Why did I call it that? Because I knew that people were going to copy. Most people are not creative. They freaking copy. As you see my logo for Wuma, there's a guy blitzing while the other guy's throwing a side kick. Well, that logo was done 30 years ago by a kid named Rick D'Souza, a.k.a. King Roo. King Roo. Yeah, 145. Incredible amount of time. So anyway, my point is this, guys. Can we work collectively to take martial arts to where it used to be and beyond? And what I mean by that is this. There are people right now who are not participating in competition because they can't identify with the way people are competing. Well, you know what? I don't blame you, but we have events for you. January 27th in Massachusetts is the first one. The second one is in Puerto Rico, February 17th, con Ruby Camacho. March 3rd in Queens, New York, Region 11 launches. So we got Region 12, Region 3, Region 11 launching, and then we're working on Region number 10, hopefully in the following week. My point is that a lot of people doing a little bit, and we'll get a lot of things done. But I'm trying to give you the collaboration and history of hip-hop and martial arts, because yes, I was written in the Source magazine. The Source magazine was the #1, not only hip-hop magazine, but newsstand magazine. It was outselling Playboy. Imagine that, until Maxim took it out. Now, why would I know that? Because to me, that's entertainment, that's marketing. Some of you guys do not know how to market properly yet. I'm making a landing page and a sales funnel right now for one of my friends. And I have a legend in the martial arts industry, the only person who was able to win multiple world champions in a variety of sports, including point karate, continuous contact. How you doing, sir? Negro? Us, all of us. The Cold Crush, yeah, you know, with us. Boogie Down Bronx in the house. Anyway, that was a sidebar. Side note. I get excited, guys. You know, I love martial arts, but some of this stuff is corny, and some of this stuff just doesn't make any sense to me when it comes to when I see instructors have a position of leadership, and they're really dictators. And that always used to bother me. So when I started teaching the martial arts, I wanted to be a motivator and an educator, a person who inspired, not a person who made someone do push-ups every few freaking minutes because they weren't able to captivate the audience because they had people sitting down on the corner while 2 people were up. In the meantime, the class had 10 people, and then they got mad that the kids started picking their nose or messing with their nails, teeth, because the freaking class is boring. That's the reason why they do that. So in my school, I made sure that I didn't do that. Why? Obviously, I got A through Z. What? Yeah, A through Z. Some people call it ADD, ADHD. Man, I don't care. I got all those letters and more in between. My point is this. We help people who have learning disabilities because as an instructor, we can captivate them and motivate them, give them short-term goals and catching them doing things right and having them set short-term, long-term, mid-range goals, for example, to get your white belt and then your yellow belt and so on and so forth. That right there is structured for people to actually achieve their goals. We always help kids with ADHD and ADD. Parents out there need our help. We're problem solvers to things like that. In the meantime, I've never seen one advertisement that says we help children with ADD or ADHD, bring them to me. Because the fact of the matter is, that's who they bring us anyway. A lot of your parents, we have adult ADD. A lot of the people right now who have limitations, hey, what's up, Rob? People who have limitations, so it seems like it's not really them. It's not learning disabled, it's teaching disabled. Being able to teach in a variety of kids, with a variety of parents. Being able to take the subject matter and disseminate it to people of all ages. When I was teaching the martial arts class, I was actually teaching the parents to be in cahoots with me to help that child make a better decision when we weren't around. That's what it's all about, personal growth. Martial arts as competition teaches people how to either fight or flight. No, it's not fighting. It's not real fighting because there's rules in there, right? But we're not going to be having people go to, get into a street fight in order to see if their physical skills actually work. But competition absolutely has people's heart rate go up through the ceiling, but it's also goal setting because you want to do really well at the next competition. It's phenomenal to think that worldwide, as martial arts, as a culture, we can relate to people. I did seminars in South Wales, Wales, and England the last time I went. Next time I'm going to do the same thing and probably hit Northern Ireland or somewhere else, maybe even Ireland too. My point is that how can a Puerto Rican from the Bronx, born in Manhattan, raised in the Bronx, be part of the hip-hop culture and the martial arts culture combined so people know about me, whether they read about it in magazines or books worldwide, having people doing songs. By the way, the person who produced this record, again, MC Fresco was the rapper. Look him up. Fresco and Miz won the World Championships in 1989. However, the person who produced it was Exotic. Exotic is my student Jean-Claude Lewiston, who's also a black belt in other styles, but he just came from Okinawa. Incredible. You guys will be seeing him compete as soon as this January at the AK Grand Nationals. But he became the DJ for Biggie Smalls, the backup, because his friend, this dude used to hang out with, named Enough. You guys may know him as DJ Enough, but we knew him as Ephraim. Ephraim, and I don't mean Dirty Red, I don't mean Crazy Red. Ephraim was the DJ. So he produced this, meaning Exotic, and he's also a top martial artist and one of the instructors of our schools years ago, and we're going to remix that and make it redigitized. And then I'm going to also do some music videos on an updated version of it. Guys, we might as well have fun if we're going to do things. Fashion industry, rec suit, yeah, this is the real easy kicking suit. This has nothing to do with what would have been martial arts. It has everything to do with expression. The bigger than Bronx for the Apache, that's right. Exactly, Negron. So again, guys, yeah, exactly. I have 5 and they're awesome. Well, all the kids that people bring us, okay, I was speaking to someone today about their advertising. Their advertising on Facebook, which has 2 billion people. Billion. Imagine being able to have people within 5-mile radius see your guys. All right, go back to work there like a joke. Talk to you later. ABC, all right. I think you put ADC here. Oh, I guess you got ADD too. That's okay. Anyway, if you advertise on Facebook, you have to know what you're doing because Facebook will gladly take all of your money. However, this is the way you advertise. You point out a problem and you give them a solution, or at least a trial to a solution. For example, are you a parent of a child who has ADD or ADHD? We can help you with having them focus and set short-term goals and even clean their room. Fill out the information below and we'll give you a free trial. That's an advertisement. Little 15-second video could be put on Facebook. Now, where does it go after that? It goes into a sales funnel that you fill out the information and then you go through the process. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, contact me. I can direct you into a few areas where I can actually help you when it comes to getting the word out about your ability to solve problems with people with limited attention spans and what have you. ADHD, ADD, A through Z, as I call it, just like me. Martial arts helps that. It helps that. Being able to stay online and wait your turn, those are the skills we learn in martial arts also. How to shake hands. We used to teach kids in school how to shake hands. How you doing? My name is Jerry Fontanes. What's your name? What? Firm handshake. Parents are not teaching this to the kids any longer. They're not teaching it in school no more. There's no more job corps like the way it used to be. So where are you going to learn this? On the Boy Scouts? No one even goes there. So our responsibility and duty, being the elders of the so-called village, is to leave the place a little better after we're gone. So that being the case, start sharing some of these personal growth values. Start sharing some of these personal growth values, and believe me, you will earn as much income as you will ever want because of this. We're supposed to be servant leaders. You get good at what you teach. You want to get in better shape? Teach it. What? You want to become a better kicker, puncher, flexible? Teach it. Do not use age as an excuse. I am 25 years old because I'm choosing to be dyslexic. 52 is what other people say, but it's my age, so I mind my business. My point is that we can always do better. But I'm asking you guys, I'm pleading you to help me help us, all of us, because competition is good. Absolutely. Because with competition, you're able to test your skills without having to go to jail for having a fight in the street. And the testosterone level being so high, taking that energy and putting out something positively like competition. And I don't mean compete every week. If you compete 3 to 4 times a year, that means you can systematize it quarterly. And if you can do it as a joint venture with an organization like WUMA, it becomes a financial, absolutely, you can have it. Perfecto. Okay, Negron. You can have a joint venture with us. Every event that we have competitors, the school owner gets their cut. The why? Why? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. And again, there's 2 things that can really help ADHD or ADD, and Adam and Stefano can attest to this. One is martial arts. The second one, believe it or not, is learning how to use marketing online, making websites, making apps, which I'm doing that. I make websites, I make apps, I've been doing this stuff for years. But what I don't do is make excuses. Professionalism. Does your organization even have an app? It's 2018, might as well say 2019, and they don't even have that. In the meantime, you guys might have seen yesterday, I have an app that has a directory of all the different regions, which is 12 here in the United States alone, and in that directory, the schools are in there. So that means you can actually use that app to what would be making you look like a pro. So go pro. So join us as a school and learn the business skills that will have you also earning more income than ever. Why? You should be the most expensive school in your town. The reason I say that is because you're a professional, right? So, and it's not about the money, it's about the lack of money. But let's keep it real. I don't know anybody in the ghetto who goes to Payless Shoes. They don't line up for that. But when the new store opened, I forgot what it's called, they were selling all the Jordans inside there, there was a riot for people even to get in. Right now, it's the holiday season, and you got people going crazy, shopping and shopping and shopping and shopping. I suggest you get them a rec suit. If you're a heavy person and you want something loose and comfortable, this is probably the best gift. And it's still on sale as we speak until what would be tomorrow, just for $55, which is crazy. When like future. Yeah, we've been light years ahead of technology, yeah. Watch the app. Well, the app is not live as of tomorrow. It'll be live. But I'll send you a link, Mr. Bell. I'll send you a link. If you have a Droid, I'll send you a link to what would be so far the app. But it will be WUMA, World United Martial Arts, WUMA, space worldwide. WUMA Worldwide is the app. It will go on Google first and then iPhone afterwards. Plus, I'm also working on what's considered a progressive web app, which means you don't even have to load it, and you can still get notifications on your phone. God, I'm going on a techie spell right now. But the bottom line is that marketing is for the purpose of reach. If you guys share this video, it will really help, because there's a lot of people that if you backtrack and rewind this video, there's a lot of information that right now you guys can learn in terms of hip-hop history combined with martial arts. In addition to that, marketing and merchandising. Merchandising, events. Are you marketing your events through merchandise? And I don't mean just a t-shirt, even though, guys, yes, those t-shirts are available. You buy them right here inside of Facebook, which gives you a store. Inside of Facebook, you can get a store for your school, too. When you guys post things, try to post them to your business page and then share them on the personal page. If you do that, you're going to get more reach. And if you guys, each one, share one, I will do. Perfect. Each one, teach one is the concept that we learn from the streets. And when it comes down to it, all of you guys have incredible information that if you start sharing it with your students, if a student knew what your intentions were, for example, I don't know if this is possible, guys, because I really don't know. But I'm going for it. I'm not alone. I want martial arts competition to be at the all-time high level again when it comes to so-called point martial arts. Point, continuous contact, full contact, and K1 plus real forms and real weapons. Now, there's a world of competition happening right now that I can't identify with them. But there's a lot of people, I will to everybody, there's a lot of people, excellent. There's a lot of people out here that really need help. And I mean the school owners. So congregate with other school owners of similar mind. I have a student that makes 6 figures a month in the Boogie Down Bronx teaching martial arts. You know how many lives he's connecting with? You know, we used to have students that used to have to, the parents had to take a second job to bring them to our school, and we were proud of that because of this. You can send your students to community school, or you can send them to Harvard or another Ivy League school. What's your school? Is it Payless Karate, or is it Harvard? And if it's Harvard, that means you have to step up and increase your skills, physical, mental, and what have you. So do not be Payless martial arts. Do not be Payless doctor, lawyer. Do not be Payless whatever it is. Because you want to be in the upper echelons of whatever it is that industry. Every industry has a person or a company that'll do 10 times more than the so-called people who started after them. How could it be that you have people in the martial arts industry who literally are earning more money than other people? Now, there's a student right now, one of our black brothers that's watching, who was emceeing with KRS-One, which I believe is the best MC in the world. And this gentleman actually was teaching people about beef. In other words, the different drugs that were inside of beef. Hip-hop is about communicating and education. It's not the, what's up, Carlos? It's not what you would consider bibbidi bop music. It was really the last poets. It was really the elders in the village giving us options to how to have honor, respect. I learned that, the world is rough to get tough. The world is rough to get tough. And what's better than martial arts? Nothing. Why? In the art of war, we learn strategy. We learn strategy. Fact of the matter is, women will make the martial arts recognized. Fortune 100 industry utilizing modern technology. Yes, absolutely. Plus, this is Adam DeStefano, who was working for the number one entertainment company in the world, doing social media defense. In other words, reputation management, social media. Now he's working for a whole other company who's working on real defense. Do you guys know that online is the greatest robbery that's ever happening? In other words, you got to have your stuff online. If your websites aren't secure, it's against the law right now. You have to have it secured. In addition to that, you got to be compliant with whatever laws are out there. Most of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but find out. Getting back to the original thing. Martial arts and hip-hop, one and the same. I was down with the Rocksteady crew, Fast Feet, Crazy Legs, Mr. Wiggles, and you know what? That energy still is inside of me. If I hear some music, I have to dance. Same way Ray Torres has to dance. We can't help it. This is just the way it is. It's part of our culture. Martial arts and hip-hop, when combined, you have so much fun. The S1W, Roger, and all those guys were down. The S1W were guys that were down with Public Enemy. They used to go to tournaments all the time. Time Up the Last Dragon, legitimate martial artist. Our buddy Michael Jai White absolutely used to compete with us from teenager all the way up. These people are legends and pioneers, and the reason I say that is because they are still doing their stuff. Let's take Michael Jai White, for example. This guy, and you may not know what movie was his first movie. Chime in there, Ray, somebody else. What was Michael Jai White's first movie? But I can tell you right now, he has 2 TV shows on Netflix. I don't know how many of them on Netflix. And this year, he's done at least 4, if not 5, different projects, including something that's on TV right now. Just a few days ago. Plus his wife, Galen, she literally was on one of my favorite shows. No, the Mike Tyson movie was not his first movie. But when he did the Mike Tyson movie, quick story, he came up to my school on Broadway, walking up those stairs, and he told me, man, you made it, man, you made it. And I said, and this was, again, I'm in my 20s. Mike is about 1.5 years younger than me, even though he was that big when we were teenagers, which is crazy. And he walked up our stairs on Broadway between 55th and 54th Street, which was literally where Grandmaster Aaron Banks had his school, that we negotiated the deal, above Robbins, right there, next to the Letterman show, which was at Sullivan Theater. And he walked up, Michael Jai White, and he said, you made it. You made it to Broadway. Oh my God. Because no one had schools like that. At the time, I had schools in Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens. So, and now I had my school in Manhattan. And I said, what you doing here? He said, I just we're doing the premiere for this movie I did, the Mike Tyson story on HBO. And I went, you made it. What are you talking about? I made it. I guess we made it. Or us. All of us. Guys, on that note, what I'm going to say is that things are possible. Anything is possible as long as you're totally committed. I don't care if you take 5 hours a week or 5 minutes 5 times a day. But you must lead by example. Start exercising your mind, your body, and your spirit. 2019 is coming. Understand that today is a gift. And that's why they call this the present. Right? Today is a gift. And the gift that you have is the gift of life. Rest in peace to my baby brother and a whole bunch of people who passed away. And your gift of life has to be leveraged. Leveraged. Why? Because you only have one life to live. And if you guys believe in multiple lives, now you got to check to see. That's Ray. If you believe in multiple lives, this still might be the last one. Ray, hint, he had a mask on so you can't see his face. And it wasn't Spawn. He has a mask on, you couldn't see his face, and it wasn't Spawn. And it might help you. In the movie, my buddy, Felix Cortez, was in it also as a taxi driver. So if you see in the last photo with myself and Michael Jai White, it's me, Michael Jai White, and Felix Cortez, who was on the Fresh Fest #2 tour right after. He was on the Fresh Fest as part of the Dynamic Breakers, and he was doing windmills with machetes. So that's martial arts and hip hop combined too. This is it wasn't Spawn. I said it wasn't Spawn. In the movie, okay, it is not what you would consider. It's a cult following movie, and it wasn't part 1, it wasn't part 2, it was actually part 3. And it's kind of funny because most people don't know this thing. And if somebody actually has the answer, then that'll be great. Okay, real quick. When it comes to Bobby, listen, Dylan, if you got the uniform for your brother, unless he's watching, I want to spoil it. I don't think you have. Today and tomorrow are your last 2 chances for $55. These rec suits, the real Wizzy kicking suits, are on sale. And some of you guys are watching right now, 5 of you. Listen, I know you guys know rec suits are the best, and they're back. Right, so we appreciate those of you who took advantage of the sale, and it's still going on until tomorrow. The link, I'll put it down here somewhere, but it's at maxmartialarts.com. $55, any size, rec suit, different designs are there. Anyhow, any guests on the movie? Guys, going back to the help I need. I need help to get sport karate tournaments the way it used to be. When we were back in the garden, when we were on ESPN TV, when people were earning more money than today, the same $1,000, 40 years ago were given away, believe it or not. So what I'm saying is that I need your guys' help. We have tournaments in March, January 27th, Region 12 in Massachusetts. February 17th, Region 3 in Puerto Rico. March 3rd in New York, Queens, Region 11. And then we're working on a few other regions, so stay tuned. Right here, go to WUMA USA, and there's a group and a page, and like the page and join the group. Or WUMA, W-U-M-A, Worldwide, there's also a group there too. We need your guys who know better. By the way, Ray, we got our buddy there, one of the bad boys, Luis Delgado, on the other side too. And we got Steel Bill. Can't wait to be able to set up seminars so some of the best sweepers of all time, like Mr. Billy Beason himself, could come out there and teach people of today. So like that, for years to come, we can show these kids some great skills. Because that's what it's about. We're committed to making sure that WUMA has the best martial arts practitioners and the best martial arts businessmen and women. So if you only have 15, 20 students, and we can help you double that within the next few months, you can't get mad at us. But that'll also mean that you might bring more competitors to the tournament. And every time you bring a competitor to the tournament, you get your cut as a joint venture. This is unheard of. It hasn't happened ever before. There's no guest. Your guys, I'm going to give you the answer. Drum roll, please. And the movie that Michael Jai White was in the first time was called Toxic Avenger Part 3. And Felix Cortez in the movie was a taxi driver. Now, sometimes I wish I didn't have such a good memory. But the truth is that I do. You got it, Toxic Avenger number 3. Toxie Man. He was Toxie Man, so that's why he had that mask. And all I can say is that, man, I am so proud of Michael Jai White. He's a real deal, true boy. Now, no one, you guys, I appreciate you guys being nice about it. You haven't said that I need a haircut. I'm looking like George Washington here, but that's okay. I've been excited, guys. I've been putting 15 and 18-hour days, putting together websites and apps and all the techie stuff, and I do need help from anybody who's out there to want to be intern to help me out with this thing. We're going to be doing the ratings. Listen, our first tournament in Florida, God willing, will be in February. We're going nationwide, actually internationally with this. The first The end of the year we're going to have what's called the America's Cup, and that's in Orlando, Florida. Now, regional tournaments, you might compete 2 or 3 times to qualify for what would be one event in the end of the year, and that's going to be the Nationals, or in this case, this year's the Internationals. The Women's World Championships in 2 years will be in Greece, and they were already in England, and they've been in 10 countries, including Denmark, Sicily, Greece, England, Switzerland, 2 of them that were really, I said Sicily already. Anyway, in countries that I haven't been to. So I do have a new passport, and I want to make sure I go to those things. Guys, we need your help to take sport karate to the whole other level. Now, if you guys are watching this right now, I suggest you rewind, because I gave a lot of information that can actually help you. There's 4 different social medias you must have your tag on, and try to be consistent when it comes to branding. First one is Facebook. Second one is Instagram. Third one is actually YouTube, and then Twitter. I don't mess around a lot with Twitter, but you can actually put that information, because Twitter's more like news, but you actually should do that too. But when it comes to Instagram, some of you guys already have Instagrams. We first started, or the old people, on Facebook, but now since Facebook is owned by Instagram, a lot of us already have an Instagram too. So Instagram did something that's very, very interesting, and it's to compete against, even though it's not the same, compete against YouTube. See, YouTube is TV, and I watch YouTube on TV now. So this video will be put on YouTube in its entirety to the WUMA USA page. However, you can take a portion of this and literally put it on what would be Instagram. Instagram has a new Instagram. It's called Instagram TV, IGTV, which you could put up to 10 minutes of video, unless you become an influencer. You can put up to 30 minutes and actually good. You know, so YouTube has now some competition with Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. Now, if your television show should be on YouTube. Your ability to find out how your family and friends are doing is here on Facebook. The younger version of that, in shorter increments, is Instagram. Twitter is news and politics, believe it or not. So if you want to become an influencer, you can work on that. So this is the deal, guys. Mr. Bell, Region 2, that will be wonderful. We'll talk to you as fast as possible, because we have different affiliations to make things possible. We're looking at people who have existing tournaments to help them step it up to the next level, and people who've never, ever, ever had tournaments to help them also. The first year is like anything else, is going to be through a process, but all of us working together, making things that make sense, work. In other words, we have business models that make sense. 80% of the time, we're not talking about tournaments. We're talking about what would be how to increase your student count, how to retain your students. How about this? Tomorrow, which is Monday, start off your week with a attitude. Talk about the difference between a good attitude and a bad attitude. Make that the theme of the week for your school. A attitude. Work on posture. Do I have a good attitude if I'm standing like this, or if I'm sitting, standing like this? Which one's a better attitude? That's the life skills that we need to teach people. Each of you guys, a small version of, whether it's Tony Robbins, or Robert Cialdini, or even Russell Brunson. Those are just a few of the names, guys. I'm an avid reader, because the more you learn, the more you earn. Anyhow, I think it's time. That was enough food for thought. Now it's time for me to eat dinner. So I appreciate it. Yes, we need you. We need you to take action. Now, some of you guys who've been on the fence, don't stay on the fence no more. Come on, let's do this thing, because 2019 is here, and it's time to take action. No more hesitation. Time for some action. Let's get ready to rumble. 25 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan. You believe that? The next 5 years are going to go by really quick. I have 20 years committed to WUMA. All right, AB, see you. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you very much. If you share this, I would appreciate it. If you rewind it, there'll be a lot of lessons. And if you put quotes, I appreciate that too. A lot of people doing a little bit will get a lot of things done. AB, see you again.